everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Chicago Bulls. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, standing by from the...
In 2018, the Minnesota Timberwolves broke their league-leading four...
All right, David, thanks. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Bucks. They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
And right now, Chicago, they've been consistent in their approach, and they've found consistency in these rankings. Just a real solid club that puts a good product out on the floor.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Markkanen and Carter are up front. Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. And it's B in at the point. And for Minnesota, Conley and Towns, the duo inside. Culver and Covington at the 2 and the 3. And it's Napier in at the point guard position.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Napier passes to Towns. Over Carter. Towns, no luck. B. Napier covering. No good from B. And Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA level stuff.
And there's the pass to Towns. Over Carter. Towns, no luck.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's B, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Noah Vonleh.
And one thing the Wolves have done well over the past few seasons, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you know, they squeeze it well. Low turnovers can be a double-edged sword, though. If you don't make many mistakes, maybe you're not being aggressive enough.
We're past the midway point of the season. I'm sure this, for a lot of players, becomes a tough time with the injuries, the travel, the games. I mean, there's a lot there to deal with.
Yeah, you know, in my short playing career with the Pacers, Kevin, I recall that dog day period being somewhere in the 2/3 of the season mark, between 50 and 60 games or so. The practices have mounted up. The 3 games in 4 nights, or the 4 games in 6 nights, and the back-to-backs have started to take their toll. So that second third of the season is about when I think those dog days show up front and center.
Bulls shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
To the paint, here's Towns, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Wendell Carter. And the last 2 years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, that's fair to say.
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. And he's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
And Carter has it in the corner. Outside, Markkanen. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. The story of rebound. Now a look at the league's best players on the board. Karl Anthony Towns, 4th.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Outside, Covington. Pass to Towns. Pulls up on the wing, and he drops that one in. Towns has got 6 points.
Unselfishness, always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Levine passes to B. On the wing, Levine. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Just 4 to shoot. Here's B. Second chance shot, and the nice bucket inside from Markkanen.
Yeah, Markkanen doing a nice job crashing the glass there, Kevin, at 7 feet tall. This guy making good use of his size on that possession.
Napier passes to Vonleh. Back to Napier. Got a piece of it. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And Markkanen, the big fella, has nice court vision, solid at finding open teammates.
Now here's Napier. He's covered closely. Poked away. In transition, here come the Bulls. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Timberwolves trail by 5. And it's sent back by Carter. Here's B. Oh, that was terrific.
My goodness.
And you think back to the beginning of the season when Che had trouble finding minutes. Not the case anymore, as he is a big part of this team. What a difference a season can make.
I think it's almost like he's a completely different player, Greg, than he was at the start of the season. Just great improvement. We've both seen it across the board. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Damian Jones is checked in for Noah Vonleh. Jake Layman comes in for Robert Covington. Andrew Wiggins is checked in for Culver. And it's Teague in for Napier.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Teague can't hit.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
B. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Great read that time by Wiggins, anticipating the shot. Sends it out with return to sender postage.
Here's Chicago. They're on a 17-6 run. Here's B. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Marjanovic against Towns. Pass to Layman. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. The rebound by Marjanovic. Chicago leading by 11. The second chance effort. The shot missing. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Wiggins inside the line. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, I like the way Towns reads where the ball is coming off when it's missed. And he's got excellent timing as well and did a good job beating everybody to the ball.
And Jones sends it back, and he gets it back. Here's B. Young trying to break free, and it's off the back rim. No good. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 9-point game. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little...
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Chicago.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Free throw drops for Covington.
And you gotta love the mindset of Robert Covington when he plays defense. So active with his hands and feet, rarely gets fooled on any up fakes or jab steps.
Culver and Covington at the 2 and the 3. Conley and Towns, the duo inside. And it's Napier in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. That's good from B. You know, it's easy to see why, Greg, Covington has been named to first-team all-defense in the past.
The team is noticeably different when his defensive presence is missing. I mean, rare to find a perimeter player who is as good as him, both on and off the ball.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, B in that last game against the Mavericks was all business. He had 30 points, and he was in a groove all game long from both the free throw line and behind the arc. His coaches and teammates know what he's capable of. When he finds his rhythm, well, it's over. Let's see if he can have another big game tonight. Kevin?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. But we'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Passes it to Towns. Now Napier lets the 3 fly. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Markkanen's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Napier finds Towns. Back to Napier. From downtown, Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 6th rebound on the night. No good from B.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Yeah, you look at Towns, and he's very good in the in-between game. Can knock those shots down consistent.
B. Napier covering. And the rejection by Towns. Oh, and here comes Culver all alone. Lays it in off the breakaway. Now it's just a 3-point Bulls lead.
And the young Timberwolves head coach, Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game, to a modern-day approach for a young coach.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Minnesota calls timeout. Well, you just watch Levine play, and you can see the athleticism he possesses. Greg just explodes anytime he wants to.
And guys, with Levine, the speed and first step have always been there for him. But you can see the strength he's added to his game since his rookie year whenever he goes at the rim.
And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Towns.
And he's got it going at the foul line these days. His free throw percentage looks a lot different in the last 10 games than it did earlier in the season. He's tinkered with a few things and really improved his form.
That's his second personal.
You know, the Timberwolves made Karl Anthony Towns their franchise cornerstone going forward. Cat signed a 5-year deal worth $190 million, and really, it's not even a question. He's the present and future of this team.
And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Friday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets.
And for the matchup with the Cavs, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Here's Culver. Goes back up, and he gets it to go. Towns has got 9 points in the quarter.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Down low. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Damian Jones is checked in for Vonleh. Jake Layman comes in for Robert Covington. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Culver. Minnesota's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Kept alive. Jones dishes to Napier. Wiggins outside. Second shot opportunity. Yep, that one goes. Wiggins has got 6 points.
Wiggins just staying with it, refusing to let the defense get the better of him there.
It's been up. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, B has been exceptional here, guys.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for Chicago right now, Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. B out there with Levine, and it's Carter in at the 5, roaming the paint. Third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Towns, and it's sent back by Carter. B, Napier covering. The pass to Levine, launches it. It's good from long range. And now a 4-point Bulls lead.
Levine has a quick release, does not need much time to get his shot off.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Culver kicks to Napier. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on B. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Pass to Culver. Carter with the block. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Book it on the money from B. B's got 30.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Can they get it? Knocked away. Stolen by Levine. B. Napier covering. It's deflected.
And great positioning there from Culver. That's what allowed him to get the block.
Stolen by Markkanen. B. Napier covering. And with a quick break in the action, let's now take a look at the top rookie free throw shooters in the NBA. Oh, you look at B, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
He doesn't miss that many, does he? I mean, great skill level to go with his obvious talent. He's taking full advantage every time he draws a whistle.
Yeah, one of the best at the line of all rookies. He needs to keep developing new ways to get himself to the foul line.
Teague, he's checked in for Minnesota. White, he's checked in for...
Substitution.
B. Napier covering. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
All right, a moment here to check out stats for B. He's been on a tear since the All-Star break, going really to another level. Averaging 36 points, almost 2.5 steals, and 3 assists. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
And you know what I like about it, Greg, is he gets great position. and uses those quick, strong mitts of his to rip the ball out of there.
Towns kicks to Napier. Clock at 4. And it's denied.
And that's evidence that Markkanen is working on his defense, and it's critical that he does so. And blocks like this show he's making good stride.
The Bulls leading by 8. Poke loose. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Wiggins. Good work there as it goes. Wiggins has got 11.
Trying to employ physical defense against Wiggins, but this young man powers right through it. Very impressive.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Napier feeling it out a bit. Pass to Towns. Shoots over Markkanen. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. It could go. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Timberwolves trail by 8. They've got Layman. Wiggins is out there with Shabazz Napier. Then there's Towns, and it's Jones in at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. B, the pass to White. Pass to B. Just 5 to shoot. Lets it go from the wing, and that one is good. B's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Napier, and a miss there on the triple.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Here's White. Rebound, Minnesota. Wiggins has got 4 rebounds in this game. Out to the right wing. Chicago grabs the miss.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Here's B, and Jones sends it back. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Conley's checked in for the Timberwolves. Porter's checked in for Chicago. Chicago leading by 10. B, the pass to Young. B, Napier covering. Pulls it from the elbow. No good from B. The Timberwolves have gone 0-3 to start the fourth quarter. To the middle. And Towns gets it to go. Towns has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Minnesota. B, Napier covering. Outside, Levine. There's the pass to B. Rebound by Napier. Napier's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Has to be. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. That's tipped, and he recovers it. Clock at 6. Another shot. Good. B's got 39.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
Here's Layman. Wiggins finds Towns. Here's Napier. And another shot, and it's in there.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Chicago leading by 8. B. Napier covering. Pass to Levine. Here's B. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Robert Covington's checked in for Wiggins. And Culver's subbed in for Layman. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Young. And the rejection by Towns. It's Covington on the wing. Guarded by Porter. Culver with it. Passes it to Towns. Over Levine. That one a little long. Well, Chicago's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. B. Napier covering. Here's B. Carried from 15 feet out. B's got 41.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
And he has to take that. This is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate. I think break an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Che, big win for you and your team fighting in the playoff race. Coming down the stretch, does it feel like every game has that postseason mentality?
David, thank you as always.